We're back again. Weekend beat time, man. You know what I mean? Where we turn some of these into beautiful beats. Now join me, man, cause this is weekend beat time. Alright guys, welcome back. Another episode of Weekend Beat Time. I really appreciate everybody tuning in. If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button. Every single week we get together and you know what I mean, I flip some beats, share some knowledge. Sometimes the fellas leave comments in the comments section, of course, asking for suggestions. This is one of those weeks where I've been listening. So this week I'm showing you guys how to flip different styles of drums, right? But it's turned out really interesting because I've used 5 different breaks, man, to create not 1, not 2, but 5 different beats in the one session. This turned out to be a really good experiment, man, because I had to think of the different rhythms that I want to get, and it really helped with some of the beat block, man, that I get, because it kind of forces you to come up with something on the spot and something creative. Now look guys, here's the thing, the video may appear kind of weird because this particular session, because I was making 5 different styles of beats, it took longer than expected. So what you're gonna see is that the video is, I'm going to show you guys a break. I'm gonna say this is the break and this is how we're gonna flip it. And then what it's gonna do, it's gonna cut to a different scene. And that scene is going to be me presenting the sample that I just threw on it, right? So I made the 5 beats, I made the 5 breaks. I went through some records and I just grabbed some random samples. Don't worry about the samples, it's more about the feel this week. So I don't show you what samples I used. I basically routed them through the SP, this one, the 4004. So then you know, I can mess a bit with the effects and that sort of stuff. So don't trip out when you see me go from one type of I'm wearing one attire, one set of clothing, and then it sort of like changes and then I'm presenting a beat. All right, that's the reason behind it, man. So don't trip out, but I hope you guys enjoy the video. It didn't, you know, it's pretty interesting, man. I really enjoyed it, man. So all right guys, enjoy the video. Peace. All right guys, so this is what I'm thinking, right? What I'm thinking is I'm gonna take 5 drum breaks, right? Now these drum breaks are not from records. Well, they were originally sampled from a record, but they're from a drum library, right? I'm gonna take 5 what I think are pretty commonly used breaks. We're gonna chop them up, but that's not what it's for, right? It's not about the sampling. What it's about is that I'm going to create 5 different drum sets, right? Drum loops. The sequence is going to be different. The feel is going to be different. They're going to be processed differently. 5 different ones, right? And then we're going to take those 5 separate and 5 different and distinct rhythms, and we're going to apply the samples onto them, right? And we're going to see how the feel changes. Now, the reason why I want to do this is because I've had some people request and some people ask me about how to get different feels. I've made videos on this, but in particular what I'm going to show you are the drum patterns that I'm using. How is the hi-hat going to play? How are the kicks going to play? And in what order and in what speed? How are we going to do it? Alright, so you will actually go through it and create 5 separate types of drums to create different beats, alright? Let's do that. Should be interesting. Haven't done something like this before, you know what I mean? But I tend to start from the drums, man. So let's just jump straight into it, man. And let me introduce you to the 5 separate drum breaks that I've already got in this MPC, alright? Cool. Yo, break 1. This is a classic one, man. Used many times. Alright, cool. Alright guys, break number 2. Cool. Yeah. What you know about break number 3? What you know about break number 3? Yeah, sounds good. Well, break number 4. Really dirty, really lo-fi sounding, right? But not least, break number 5. Cool. All right. And now that I got my samples, huh? Now we're gonna chop them up. We're gonna chop them up like we always do. Alright guys, I was just playing. But look, now let's look at break number 1, right? I've got it all chopped up. I've got them all chopped up like this. Now, just with the way that this thing sounds, I think I want to go for something kind of like... You know, just something like that's like direct. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that. You know what I mean? Real solid, real square sounding, right? That's what I want to try to do. So first thing I need to do is lay down my snare, all right? I'm just going to quickly do that. Now with the snare, I'm not going to change up the snare. I want it to be consistent and straight down the line. I've got 2 snares, right? Because I'm going to break that one and that one. But this one hits harder. So I'm going to go with that one, all right? Just lay a loop, real basic loop. I got it set at 90 BPMs because I want it to be quick. Like that, all right? Let's do it. 1, 2, 3. Maybe a little bit quicker than that. Maybe a 92. Yeah, 92 on the snare. Now I'm not going to do my hi-hat. What I'm going to do is my kick, right? I got 2 kicks here. Check out that second one, this one. It kind of starts on a lower note, and that's the note that I actually like because I like using ghost kicks. What that means is just 2 kicks. One's a sort of half kick, like a backup kick, and I want it to go ba-boom, dun, 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 ba-boom, dun, like that, which is high note, then 2 low note, yeah? Not the other way around. Ba-bam, ba-bam. No, I want to go ba-boom, ba-boom. High to low, right? All right, ready? I'm going to lay that down. All right? All right. All right. Right now, they've all been on full levels. All right. The snare is on full level. I'm not varying the volume of the snare, and I'm not varying the volume of that first kick. I want that first kick to just hit, right? Like that. All right. Now I'm going to lay that ghost kick, which is this one. It's got a little bit of a hi-hat on it, all right? So we've got to be careful with that. We'll see how it sounds. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take it off, put it on 16 levels. Basically means I can control the volume of it, right? It gets louder as it progresses up the pads, right? All right. My ghost kick. Let's drop that. Okay, so that ghost kick is at a lower volume. And what I'm going to do is play it just before that big one comes in, right? So essentially, I'll play it like this. That big one's going to come in. My one's going to come in just before it. I'm going to continue that pattern. Ba-boom, 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 like that. Until the last one of the loop where I'll go Well, I'll play another one after it. Boom, bum. All right, let's try that. I do have the sequence. Now, this machine has a sequencer, right? It like corrects the timing. I have that switched on. I've got it switched on at 1/16th, right? And at 69% swing, right? 69% swing. If you haven't got this machine, it doesn't matter, right? Just do it by feel. All you need to know is the pattern, right? So this is the pattern. Ready? Let's do it. You know what I mean? Sounds good. Just the kicks and the snare have enough swing on it, man. I'm happy with it. And now we're gonna put the hi-hats on it, all right? Now the drums, the kick drum and the snare have that real head nod. It's there's not a lot of hi-hat on it, man. There's a little bit of hi-hat coming in on the kick, all right? But what I want to do is I don't want to take that away from this drum kit, right? Because I'm not trying to make it a continuous thing. I want there to be some dynamics in this drum rhythm. So what I'm going to do is the hi-hat that I have here, the hi-hat's going to come in, but it's only going to come in for, I'm going to hit it 4 times, only during the start, right? Only during the start of the loop, and then it's going to back off, all right? This is really effective because it allows an MC to be able to rap on it and for different things to play a different role and have more presence in a beat, as opposed to just having the hi-hat playing, the rhythms going and going and going, and you have to manually cut it out, cut it in, put it in, cut it out, cut it to make it interesting. This means you could just allow it to play and it will remain interesting because it's already coming in and out, all right? So I'm going to hit it 4 times. Watch what I do. I'll just show you again, all right? Check it out, because it's gonna go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. See, I'm letting it play. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then in the end, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, that's the pattern of the hi-hat. I'm really sorry for you guys who really like, who can read music. Man, you know, I'm really sorry. I don't know what those counts are, and I don't know when I hit them. All I'm going by is the feel. You know what I mean? And I tend to give rhythm. As much rhythm as possible, alright? So again, one last time. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Alright, man. Now, what the last thing I want to do is with the hi-hat, the open hi-hat, sometimes you may want to play it and go, and then right before the snare. You know what I mean? It's like opens and then hits the snare. That's not what I'm going to use it for, alright? What I'm going to use it for is at the start, it's just going to go like that. It's just going to come in right at the start, alright? Check this out. Let me start a new layer there, right? So it's going to go. Just shopping nigga, but that you being hip with the hot hat, open the snare with the green. Watch just smoke shit, on back again. Open the on back again. Watch the step, super deep. True indeed. See what I mean? Just right at the start. Right at the start. Alright. That's all I'm going to do for that particular sequence. Let's leave it like that. Let's move on to the next sequence. Alright guys, this is beat number 1. Alright, break number 1 that we used. I just went through, I found some random samples. I wasn't sampling for ages, doing anything. All I'm putting on is just one layer of samples. That's all it is. There's not going to be any bass or anything like that. It's just to give you an understanding of the sort of feel that we can get on this break. So again, guys, this is break number 1. What I have is I have my MPC. It's running into the SP404 just to give it a, just so I could just run some effects, just play with it or whatever. So I'll show you the sample that I just put on it, and then we'll play the break and then allow the sample to come on. I'll mess with it a little and then we'll move on to the... All right, sample. I don't want to play too much because if I play too much, the copyright is going to trigger on my YouTube channel. All right, check it out. This was the break. That's the beat. All right, guys. Let's move on. Beat number 2. All right, guys. Break number 2. So this is the sounds here. You know, I'm thinking of something like... something like that. All right. All right. I'm gonna drop the snare, and then we'll continue on. All right. Now for the hi-hat, I'm just gonna go 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. I'm not gonna play on the snare. All right. I'm not gonna play on the snare, and I've got it off my full levels, so I'm going by the touch just to give it a different volume. All right, different volume. And I'm using one of them, just one of them. I'm not flicking through them. I'll tell you why in a sec. All right. So I'm just gonna go 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3. And, all right. Let's just do that quick. 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3. All right. Now I need to stack another hi-hat. I'm gonna have that second hi-hat come in double time just before it. The same way I do my backup kicks, like boom, boom. I'm gonna do the same thing with the hi-hat, like that. All right. Just hear out for it, okay? Because it's in my mind. I just gotta kind of bring it out. All right. Let me see how I'm gonna do this. So it goes. Like that, right? Now you got those two hi-hats playing. All right, kick time, kick time. Actually, it's not kick time yet, man. It's snare time for the second time, right? So I use this one. Now I'm gonna switch to this one. Now watch the pattern that I play. It's pretty much like, how can I say it? It's like I play it off key, man. It's like I come in and it's like I slip it in there just before the snare comes in, right? Let me just show you what I mean, all right? So this is what I'm gonna do, like this. It doesn't matter the volume because I could bring it down, all right? So check this out. Yeah. 1 2 3 1 2 3. All right. Let me bring that one down a little bit, just the volume down manually. Yeah, you 1 2 3 1 2 shoot 3. So it goes like that. Alright, cool. Let's keep going. Guys, I got my kick here, 16 levels. And that's how I'm going to play it. Boom, boom, fade it out. Boom, boom. 1, 2, right? 1, 2. Right at the start, but it's going to fade out because I got it on 16 levels. Hit hard and then soft. Hard and soft. Alright? Let's do it. Alright, cool. Now I need a backup kick just to finish it off. Alright, so the backup kick is going to start just before the other ones, alright? It's just going to, just before it. And I'm going to put it during during the snare, right? That sort of drum roll snare thing going, alright? So check this out. It's going to go like this. It's going to be loud at first. It's going to sound real messy, but I'll put the volume down, alright? So it's going to go, ah, shit, like this. 1, 2, yeah. 1, 2, yeah. 1, 2, yeah. 1, 2, yeah. Before it. 1, 2, yeah. Alright. Now this, I'm gonna take this, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna quickly put a low pass filter on it. So I don't want that hi-hat playing because it's too many hi-hats, alright? The other thing is I'm just going to bring the volume down a little bit on it. Alright, and as always, put a little reverb on it. Alright, that's what I'm going to do. Just slap some reverb. That's like a real break feel, you know what I mean? Keep going. Next one. Alright guys, break number 2, beat number 2. Just let me put that there. This is going to be the sample here. Again, nothing crazy. I just found something just to put on the beat. Just something real quick. Let's play the break. Break, you know what I mean? Shit with the shunk, you know what I mean? Completely different feel to the first one. Let's move on, alright? Let's move on.